Let's take a look at how we're starting this Friday morning. Starting a little cautious, 30 points lower, 27 points lower. But like I said, it's not too bad considering the market defended critical levels yesterday thanks to that short covering bounce. The Bank Nifty is already flashing a little bit of green. The mid-cap index is very quiet at this point, 0.2% lower. The Nifty is just, around that pivot, 30 to 35 points lower. That's what we have. Let's get the stocks board up just to get an at-a-glance view. It's still more declining stocks than rising stocks. I mean, that's something you have to give. But it's not too bad. Bharti Airtel is the one in focus. Rima has been telling us about the prospects of a large trade that we're expecting in which perhaps the promoters are going to offload some equity. That stock's down about 2%. There's some more weakness in banks and IT. Titan's looking good, 1% higher. But Rima, I think Bharti Airtel is the stock of the morning as that, we're seeing it happen now. 1% equity exchange, stocks lower about 3%.
It's a large size, right? Like 9,000 crore plus in terms of the total exchange. And that's weighing on the stock. And as I said, this is the third consecutive time, the third time that they've done in about 1.5 years. So who knows if more is coming. But that's Bharti Airtel. That's the top loser. Other losers include HDFC Bank. So that's dragging the banking pack overall. Axis Bank is open in the red. Eternal has a cut of about 1%. Hindalco, Sun Pharma, Shriram Finance are a couple of the other heavyweights with a red tick. On the way up, you've got green on the screen for Tata Motors and Hero MotoCorp. Bajaj Finance is open with strength. Trent has reversed some of yesterday's losses. Nestle is higher in trade. But it's still very, very quiet. I think all the action is in individual stocks, where an AU, LIC, Max Financial, Nigel, these are the ones all reacting.
Well, that's right. Actually, AU Small Finance, from the first tick, it's seen a sharp downtick, actually. It's up only around 3% or thereabouts right now. The news is positive, but there is some selling from the top. As is the case with Kalyan Jewellers, it was up more than 3% in pre-open. That is up only 1% right now. So some of those good numbers, they opened in the green, but they've come off a little bit. A good news flow as well with regard to AU Small Finance Bank. Best Agro, that's one stock that's lower, much lower, with a sharp cut from the broader market. So just keep an eye out on that one, BEST Agro. We have Kitex as well that's selling off. So a big downtick on both those two names. Not sure what's gone on there. But on the flip side, you've got some, favorable reactions as well. You have KRBL. Stock is moving higher on very, very large volumes. So just pull up that stock out there. Good move is what we are seeing. LIC as well is doing quite well. You should pull up that stock as well. LIC. KRBL is flying away. That's up close to 10%. LIC, one of those underperformers post its IPO. That one as well has found its way back. And you have Kalpataru Projects. That stock, in fact, is doing well, up more than 5%. But GSFC, that's another one that's moving higher on very, very large volumes. So keep an eye out on that name as well. So the market's a little bit lower. Can we take out yesterday's high is going to be important. Comes in at around 24,635 ballpark.
Absolutely. I've got some more stocks, just spotting them on the screen right now. Look at Coforge.
Yeah.
Pretty weak start for Coforge, almost 4% lower. We'll dig a little deeper into this. There's Page Industries that reported numbers yesterday. Not getting the kind of follow-through, 3% lower on Page. Data Patterns is yet another company which has a defense linkage, which has reported, a weak quarter, actually really weak. Data Pattern, the revenue is down some 75%. Margins have fallen about 500 odd basis points. Stocks down 5%. So that's what we are getting. There's some selling in Shakti Pumps. It had rallied, of course, earlier. But today it's opened down. Bharti, even Hexacom is lower, actually, not just Bharti Airtel. Hexacom is also down. Blue Star is losing some more ground, 2% lower. So these are stocks on the lower side. But then on the flip side, PVR Inox, I'm not sure if we have an interesting release today or not, but a nice Friday flavor with PVR Inox, 4% up on that stock. Yeah, looking good this Friday morning. That's PVR. What else? There's Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Some of the smaller financial names, watch for them. There's a AU rub-off effect as the market, picks up hope that maybe the others will eventually also get their universal bank licenses. So Ujjivan is an interesting one to look at. From the insurance space, GIC, the reinsurer, 6% up on GIC. So on the heels of LIC itself is up 4.5%, GIC is up 5.5%, and even Max Financial, 3.5% higher. So yeah, some up, some down, but net index level, we don't have too much action this morning.
Max Financial also came out with their numbers. So that's, one of the factors behind the stock that's up close to about 3.5%. Vishal Mega Mart, one of the stocks which is going to get impacted by MSCI, that has opened with a cut of about 1.25%. Biocon Numbers have missed expectations. Generics was weak. The generics growth was just about 5.5% on a year-on-year basis, lower than estimates, and that stock has taken a bit of a knock. One of the new listings, Sri Lotus Developers, it had a blockbuster listing, but today it's given up some of those gains, and stock is down close to about 0.5%. KRBL is an earnings reaction. Kalpataru Project is an earnings reaction. These two stocks are moving up on very, very large volumes.
I think NSDL, Rima, talking
Again,
about
yeah.
new listing, just take a look at that. You know, first day it was up 10%. Some were disappointed. Then yesterday it had a 20% move, and today it's up another 10%. So, you know, for the time being, at least those that had bought in the pre-IPO that were very, very nervous about it, I think they'll still be locked in. But, you know, the stock is up 10%. So in this, from the listing price, I think it's up, what, 50%, I think. So
800 was the
800,
issue price.
right?
800 was the issue price, 41% subscription. But just the kind of money, right? DIIs yesterday bought more than 10,000 crore rupees. And these are large IPOs. JSW Cement is open.
Yes.
Knowledge Realty Trust got the highest ever subscription for a REIT. NSDL saw such strong subscription.
Yes.
And yet, when primary market is sucking out so much money with oversubscription for large issues, even then for the secondary market, you still have a buy figure of 10,000 crores. That's the power of retail.
I'll tell you
right now.
what.